Hello, I'm Mike Harley with the USC School of Music Bassoon Studio, and I am going to shape a profiled piece of cane today. So this piece of cane has been gouged and profiled. The first thing I want to do is find the center, and often you can sort of tell where the very center is, but it's helpful to measure just to be quite sure that we're gonna mark the center. Your piece of cane should be 120 millimeters long, so I'm marking right at 60 millimeters. And I'll do that on both sides. All right. And now I can take my knife and using those marks fold it over, and the end should come together nicely. So that's the first stage. I have a shaper. This happens to be Rieger number 2 shape. I am going to center the reed on the shaper, and actually sometimes it's good to look in a light to make sure that the spine of the reed, if there is a spine made, is right in the center. If it's not, I want to center that place. So sometimes I'll go so far, if it's a little offset, I'll mark it where kind of the very center point of the spine is. This looks pretty good. It's right in the middle, so I know I'm going to put the shape in the middle of the shaper. So I'm going to fold it over, and I am pushing all the way down and trying to adjust it so it's right in the center, and push it all the way down. This is called a fold-over shaper, which I do prefer to the flat shapers. It's not as much cutting once you get used to it. Put those prongs on that hold it together, and then push this up to get it snug. So now I'm ready to shape. I use this kind of large X-Acto knife. Some people use a razor blade from the very beginning, or another kind of knife. I start with an X-Acto knife, and then I'm going to finish shaping with a razor blade, as you'll see. So the first thing I do, I put this against my stomach or my chest, and I just will take some cuts all the way from the top to the bottom. And I'm going to do this until I get fairly close to the shape at the bottom. So if I would keep going like this now, and now you see that there's not much hanging over the top. If I keep going, however, I'll run the risk of splintering the wood out this way when I'm moving the blade in this direction. So now what I want to do, I'm going to take a place that's a little more than a third of the way from the very butt or end of the tube to where the profile has started here. So I can mark that for reference. It's about a third of the way there on this tube part. And this is the part that I'm going to always cut to and stop the knife, so to prevent it from splintering. So again, I brace this here. What's really important is that I get my hand totally out of the way, and I'm just grabbing with these fingers here. You can really cut yourself if you have your hand up like this. It's very important to get it down. This is why I brace it against my stomach here, my chest. So yeah, you want to get everything out of the way of that knife. And now that I'm close, I'm pressing pretty hard against the metal part. And I'm going to start kind of sawing instead of just cutting. And I'm going to stop at that place there. And I'm not going to go any further. Now I'm going to come up from the butt end of the shape. And also stop the knife there at that spot. And I'm just going to keep going and kind of meet in that place until I get all of the shavings off. And again, if you go too far in this direction, you risk the cane splitting that way. So you really want to, you have to go at the end here in both directions and never go past that point. Now I'm going to finish with the razor blade, which kind of cleans everything up. And again, I'm pressing pretty hard with the razor blade against the metal part of the shape, just like I was with the X-Acto knife near the end there. And again, same thing. I'm going to stop around there and now come and get these bits that are hanging on from this direction. There we go. Okay. A little more. If I finish with a razor blade, I can really be assured that this is nice and smooth and beautifully done. So there you go. One side is shaped. I have a little piece there that's sticking up. So try to see if I can get that. Again, going up from this direction. Yep, there's a little more to be done there on this side. Okay. There's a nicely shaped part. I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll do this more quickly now. So once you get used to this, the process can be pretty quick. Take a big chunk at the beginning, going all the way. When I get close, now I'm just gonna stop at that point. Notice I can saw back and forth sometimes here. Come up from this direction. Stop there again, go back. Okay, I'll finish with the razor blade. Again, I want to go this way. There. And pretty good. There you have it. So you want to have a shape, and I'll take this off now, that's nice and smooth and doesn't have raggedy edges and stuff. So that is the first part. First thing to do once you've profiled a piece of cane is to shape it. The next thing we'll do is form the reed.